Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with the October 2024 update. Welcome, all of you. This is a music magazine. For those of you who've never found this channel before, if you're viewing this on the website or on social media, it is kind of rock-centric. But the real kind of ethos behind it is meeting up after work for a few beers and talking about music, new music you've heard, new vinyl or CDs you've bought, in a very non-confrontational, non-clickbait, no drama, just like many of you will remember or would wish to be in that kind of environment where you could just say what you felt and know that people would talk back to you in the way that you would talk to them. And that's how Now Spinning Magazine was put together. I grew up with Sounds and Melody Maker and NME, and it was the idea that you would look to see what the latest reviews were, what the latest tours and news, and also lots of deep features about, music. And that's what I've tried to do. I've grown up with a lot of stuff. I've just kind of departed from my teenage years, as you can probably see, and I try and talk about music from my own memories, my own experience, what was going on around me, and certain things that have influenced me through my life. But equally, I still have that sense of wonder when something new arrives and it's something I've never heard before, and it might even be pushing me outside of my comfort zone. I want to explore that just like I did when I was a young kid, just browsing through record shops and thinking, that cover looks quite intriguing, I'm going to give that a go. And so this is multi-format. You'll hear me talking about CDs, in CD box sets. You'll hear me talking about vinyl records. So I'm not CD only or vinyl only. And you know what? There might even be some cassettes this month. Cassette Corner, because I went into the garage last month and I found a box of them. A lot of pre-recorded tapes. What they sound like? Don't know. But I might just share that with you because it's amazing how some of them survived. But what I do want to do is kind of give you an outline for those of you who've not been here before of what to expect. So there are regular review shows, there are regular ranking videos and beginners guides, there's Music Biz Chat once a month, there's a podcast where I'm so lucky that I'm interviewing some really big names. But as I do that, I'm going to start to interview some kind of new artists as well. I mean, coming up in the next few days or weeks, Tony Banks from Genesis is coming up. John Courtney is going out soon. Also, Tim Bonus is going out soon. Neil Morse. Still chasing Biff Byford, but I've been told I should be able to get a date very soon. Terry Wilson-Slessor from Backstreet Crawler and his new album. Rob Halford, I'm still chasing him. Rosie Cunningham, Andy Powell from Wishbone Ash. I've also got, who else is on the list? I can't remember now. Danny Parnell from UFO coming back for the second time, and a couple of other people as well. So that's the podcast, and that's obviously available on Apple, Amazon, and Spotify as well, and obviously here on YouTube. In regards to what kind of music you're going to see over the next few weeks, my wife Sue Aston will be joining me on two videos. I'll tell you one of them is going to be Beginner's Guide to Nigel Kennedy, a violinist, and that will also include The Doors as well. Box set wise, careful I don't drop all of this. The Thin Lizzy box set 1976, that's going to be done. I've got various vinyl records from Fruits to Mir Records to review. Hawkwind in Search of Space, sorry. That's only just arrived, so I'll be reviewing that. This has been here ages, but because I've interviewed Tim Bonus, I'm going to dive in and do it, which is the No Man box set, which I absolutely love. I haven't finished with Alan Parsons, because some of you have been asking, say if I don't want to buy the massive box set, when I waxed so lyrical about the Pyramid album, so bear with me here. There's so much stuff around me. I'm going to be able to tell you that there are other versions which you can buy as well, including the CD, which is absolutely superb. Tony Iommi vinyl releases. There's this one and also Fused, which hasn't arrived yet, but I'm going to be reviewing those. Backstreet Crawler, I've mentioned. Tony Banks box set. Bernie Torme, this is the second volume. God, I miss this guy so much. His solo stuff is brilliant. Black Widow. Fanny. These are all great box sets. Big Train live plus DVD. What else? Oh, going back, because I know some of you like these stories, I'm going to be diving into Who Do We Think We Are by Deep Purple. Time for another really, train spotterish view on Who Do We Think We Are by Deep Purple, and I'll explain why I think this one is the best version to get, and also personal stories about how I first heard the album, what it means to me now, and I'll even, shall I rank the tracks? Could do, couldn't I? A lot of you want to know more about my stories about when I was playing in the new wave of British heavy metal, when I was involved in the music scene back then. I've got quite a few entries in this book, which is called Denim and Leather, the rise and fall of the new wave of British heavy metal. So I'm going to use that as a springboard and read out some of the parts which I'm in, and then enlarge on that as well, which I think will be a lot of fun as well, if my memory holds up. New artists, George Boomsma, I'm going to be reviewing his album, and classic prog, T2. I discovered this, didn't I, from that compilation album on Decca Records, and now I have the vinyl reissue of it. So I'm going to do that. It's Halloween this month, so expect some scary vinyl. A new discovery of old music that's new to me, the Oyster Band. That review's coming out very soon. Tommy Bolin Splatter Vinyl, which gives me the opportunity to relook at this album. I have featured it before, but this gives me an opportunity to look at it again. Classical music, Kronos Quartet, and Sue will be joining me on the next one, which is also Deep Purple, but she's going to be looking at a different specific part of it. I'm going to be looking at all the different elements of the Concerto for Group and Orchestra, which was composed by John Lord. So I'm going to talk about, because I went to see this as well, not this one, not the original one, but to the John Lord Memorial Concert. But I've got lots of versions of this, so I'm going to give you a rundown of where I think you should start if you want to explore this fantastic composition. But also, Sue's going to help me on the Malcolm Arnold side of this. She's a huge fan of Malcolm Arnold, and this particular box set features his Sixth Symphony. I think it's only available in here, so she's going to be joining me to talk about that. Also, on books. I've got quite a few books to review, but one of the main ones is Run with a Wolf, Rainbow, because I'm featured in this as well. I helped Martin. I was one of the people he spoke to when compiling this book together. It's a fantastic book, and I've learnt a lot myself. Some of you have asked about jazz. Am I covering some jazz? I am, and I think one of the places to go is this brick, which is the Miles Davis Complete Columbia box set, where I'm going to not only show you this, but also give a beginner's guide to 5 Miles Davis albums you all should own. I should probably do some kind of jazz rock, jazz fusion, not best of, but again, beginner's guide of which albums I feel are totally essential. What else have I got around me? Because I've got quite a bit of extra jazz around. And there are a couple of huge box sets that I just haven't got round to doing. Now, one of them is completely out of print. I think I might have momentarily shown this, and it's the Steve Hillage box set from Madfish Records, which I managed to get for a couple of £100 because they suddenly found a couple at the back of a warehouse burning shed. But it's interesting to look at how Madfish have changed the way they put these things together. And one that is still available, but I doubt for very long, is the John Mayall one. So I'm going to be looking at this. We lost John Mayall recently. I did a tribute video, and that the price for that particular box set bounces around from 250 to 175, but it's absolutely fantastic. So that is what's coming up in the next few weeks. Whether all of those I manage to get around to doing within October is neither here or there, really, is it? But I shall do my best. But thank you. Oh, T-shirts, merch. Now Spinning Magazine is a community of like-minded people from around the world who care passionately about physical music, whatever it is, multi-format sets. You know, we are that part of that 15% that's left that still loves physical music. Those of us who have shelves and stuff around us, because we still love it. Sometimes not even playing it, just being around it and taking it off the shelf and looking at it, I've said before. And to me, the power of music in these dark times, that music is the healer and the doctor, and how much music has helped me and continues to help me and be the soundtrack to my life, that it's great to have the feedback from all of you, from wherever you are. And of course, there is a Facebook group which you can join, and you're more than welcome. Lots of like-minded people. It's probably the safest and friendliest music community online. And this is what this YouTube channel is also becoming, because we all think and care about each other, because we all love music at this level. And it's also great to see lots of younger viewers coming up. I know I'm rock centric, and I know I'm of a certain age, but I'm trying to, each time I do these videos, especially if I'm looking back at an older band, obviously I'm talking to some people who go, oh, Phil, I was there with me and you, although it's the same age. I'm surprised we weren't in the same pub. We probably were. But I'm equally aware that I've got two young sons. I'm thinking, I'm talking to someone in their early 20s. I think, I know this band, but I don't know where to start. I don't want to look foolish. I mean, is this a good album to start with? Or do I need this one? I've just seen this one at a charity shop. Is it worth it? Ask. There's no silly questions. And all of us, including me, started with one album. You know, my record collection started at one. We all of us did. And so I want to try and make sure that how I talk about music, if it's stuff I grew up with, that I help younger music fans enjoy and find a way through the minefield that is so many different versions. I mean, I think it's the same as what Sue's going to help me with classical music, because, you know, you suddenly think, oh, maybe that's a violin concerto I really like. And you go and look online, there's about 15 different versions. It's not quite as hard as that with bands like Led Zeppelin, but you know what I mean? People get so wound up on pressings and labels and stuff. There's no drama here. It's just for the love of the music. And if you want to see all of the stuff I do and some stuff that never actually makes it to the public and before anyone else, then become a patron or a YouTube member. There's lots of perks beyond that. You also get an invite to now there's 2 a month, fortnightly Zoom meeting. You don't have to talk or anything, but it's a chance to virtually get together and get to know each other more. And the dates for that will be underneath this as well. But by becoming a patron, you're supporting me to do more of this. And Now Spinning Magazine is becoming a voice within the music industry. And also with that responsibility and extra reach that I'm now getting, I do want to shine the light on newer bands and newer artists as well. So amongst all the kind of big hitters, I want to use this as somewhere to say, here's a band you've probably never heard of. And the algorithm on YouTube will tell me off. It'll say, Phil, less people are watching this video, so we recommend you don't do this. I don't care. If I have a video out there that has a few thousand views and the next one has a few hundred because it's a new artist, then that means a few hundred people have discovered or heard that band for the first time, and that will help. And that to me is part of what I want to do here. And last month, I think, was a great month for your feedback, for your support, because I covered some artists where I thought no one's gonna have heard of this, and many of you said I've never heard of this band. but I've gone away and listened to it and I enjoyed it. And then if that results in one sale of one CD, one vinyl album, that is fantastic to me. Because we are a niche. I know that. Streaming is huge. I stream to discover. My car doesn't have a CD player. What am I going to do? But when I come home, it's all of this. CDs or records. Lovely stuff. Anyway, thank you so much, all of you, for being here, for following on whatever social media platform you're on, and for subscribing. And please subscribe. I mean, that really does help a great deal. But if you can become a patron or a YouTube member, that just helps a bit more. Or buy a t-shirt and become part of a great music club to be part of, really. Anyway, thank you all. Remember, music is the healer and the doctor. So take care, all of you. Keep spinning those discs, and I'll see you all very, very soon.